Together we rise, together we fly.
Guess what? I was just sitting the other day, just thinking about and wondering how long are we supposed to heal? Because at one point in my life, it felt like that was all I was doing, digging into my past, figuring out why I reacted the way I did, even learning about these unmet needs or as I like to call them now, those places inside of me that went unnoticed. And for a while, that did help. And it explained things. It gave me language. But then I hit a point where I thought, is this all I'm ever going to be doing? Am I going to always keep finding out what's wrong with me? Keep unpacking. Maybe you've been there too. And then, oh my world, that's when I started to realize something. I began to understand that those empty places, that's where healing begins, but it's not where the journey ends. You see, knowing what you didn't get growing up, that explains your story for sure, but it doesn't teach you how to live forward. And at some point, I wanted to stop feeling like a problem to solve, and I wanted to begin to feel like a person who's becoming. Oh my world. I can remember thinking, okay, if it's not the destination, then what is it? And that's when I began to realize it's about building. And it's not just unpacking, it's building strength. I mean, it's about building what I've heard the term called emotional capacity. And that's the ability to navigate life, handle challenges, and not shut down every time we hit something that's hard. And even more than that, it's also about celebrating because somewhere along the way, I forgot to notice how much I was growing. Can you relate to that? I was so focused on what was missing that I didn't even see how I was becoming. And as I continued to reflect, this is one of the ways that the whole idea of becoming your own BFF, it's where it came from. It wasn't about forcing myself to be strong all the time. It was about learning to be bold enough to face my story, fulfilled enough to rest in the work that I had already done, and then free enough to stop living like I was a constant project. That's bold, and that's fulfilled, and that's free. And that's exactly what I want for you. Now, so if there's one thing I hope you hear from me today, it's that healing, it's not supposed to be your whole life story. And yes, understanding your past, it does matter. And even tending to those places that went unnoticed, it is very important. But healing, it's just the starting line. It's not the finish line. Because at some point, you get to live. You get to build new strength. You get to celebrate what's growing. And you even get to rest in the truth that becoming whole, it doesn't mean becoming perfect, but it can simply mean learning to hold all the parts of your story, holding them with kindness. Now, before we end this conversation, can I just share three things that help me, and I hope that maybe they'll help you too. Now, the first thing is being honest and being honest about what didn't get poured into you, and not from a place of blame, but just realness. Giving yourself permission to say, hey, this part of me, it needed more. Then the second thing is begin to pause and pause before you react. And I know that is so much easier said than done. Isn't that right? But when something it begins to press you, whether it's life or people, it's good to just pause for a second before we begin to respond. Because that pause, that's you building emotional strength right there. And then the third thing is begin to celebrate. Celebrate the small stuff. Please, please don't wait for the big breakthrough. Begin to celebrate the fact that you've even been in this conversation with yourself. Begin to celebrate that you're growing and that you're choosing to show up for you. And because little wins, they do count. So, all right, now, I hope this is helping you. I hope you found it to be, beneficial because it's nothing fancy, but it's just grace, having grace for yourself while you're growing and becoming. In closing, this is my invitation to you. If this felt like something that your heart needed today, then I'd love for you to stick around. I would love for you to stick around because this space is for women. It's for women who are done performing strength and ready to begin to live in their lives bold and living their lives whole. So if you're ready to breathe while you're becoming, just hit that subscribe button. I love to walk this journey with you. We're in this together. So until next time, continue to be well and continue to live your life bold, fulfilled, and free. Take care.